EA Sports and the National Football League welcome you to Acrisure Stadium here in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The veteran Chris Boswell ready to get things going. And off we go from the Steel City. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. First and 10. First carry now for Alvin Kamara. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
Well, this is something we don't see every day, Mike. A team playing with a traditional I formation fullback. It's kind of a lost art in today's modern game, but in this case, highly effective. Great job by the fullback clearing out the path for his running back, and they're able to pick up the first down.
In motion is Hill. He lets one go, looking for Shaheed.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
Far from the gun on third down. He dives, and what a catch for the first down. A first down there on a gain of 12.
You just love to see this effort, especially on third down. You understand, you want to keep this possession alive. You have to do everything in your power sometimes to bail out your quarterback, and it's exactly what he does here, and it brings up a fresh set of downs.
On first down, Carr. That'll be caught downfield. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he will get into the end zone. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Touchdown, New Orleans. Blake Grupe comes on for the extra point. He's got it. The Saints will take a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick. And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. They'll run it for the first time with Najee Harris. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Another run here with Harris. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a first down on that gain of 5.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll give it to Harris again. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They run it over center with Harris. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a 1st down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
Here's 1st and 10. A give, and here comes Harris. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. So after 1, the Saints out on top. And we're back to the Steel City after this. On 1st down, right back to Harris. Well, they weren't going to get him the 2nd time with the same back. Defense all over that one. They stop him for no gain.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
Let's make no mistake about it, Mike. I mean, this passing game, it just has not been very efficient here in the 1st half. I mean, they've produced more yards on the ground than through the air, and incompletions like that certainly aren't going to help.
It is 3rd and 10. Wilson to throw. And that is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. That'll be intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Saints. So they make the decision on 4th down to try to go for it. Instead, it goes back the other way for a pick 6.
Yeah, and anytime you go for it on 4th down, you're saying, hey, we don't mind rolling the dice and taking some chances. In this case, it backfires. The defense is able to capitalize, and they take it all the way back the other way.
Groupie able to add the extra point. And the Saints move out on top, 14-0. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. Took that one outside, waiting for that cutback lane, but it never developed. No gain on the carry.
You could tell the entire time that running back is just looking for his crease to get vertical and cut back. But the defense does a great job. Inside-out pursuit, strings this ball out towards the sideline. Nowhere to go, and they make a big stop for no gain.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
Just can't seem to get anything going on every ensuing snap. They just continue to go backwards and backwards and backwards. They've got to find a way on 1st and 2nd down to stay ahead of the chains so 3rd down is not so daunting.
Waste of time.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll come back to the Steel City after this.
Defense can't stop you.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. That one on target to Williams. He's got it. They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 21 yards.
And this is why most teams might decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeout. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
They'll run. This is Jaylen Warren. Down the sideline, past the 40. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another 1st down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Here's a screen set up for Warren. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Here's a 2nd and 6. They go play action with Wilson. That'll be caught by the running back, Warren. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Third down, 3 to go.
Power. Defense can't stop you.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on fourth down. Again, Wilson. He's got his tight end. That's fire move. Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their second as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Austin brought in motion. Wilson will throw again. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's second down.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
To throw again is Wilson. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Demario Davis.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. So we hit halftime with the visiting Saints in front. As we'll get you down to Orlando now. That's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Play action. Now, Wilson. He'll let this go for Pickens. And for a third time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
All right, Mike, you know me. I tend to be an offensive guy, so if we're taking a big shot to start this half, I'm thinking touchdown. But rather, we go interception to begin the second half. Now, still an exciting play. I think we're going to see both sides willing to continue to take these risks, take these chances throughout the rest of this second half.
And he'll maneuver his way down to the 44. That's Alex Highsmith in for the tackle. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Carr working out of the gun. And it's a reception for Taysom Hill. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
On the ground, it's Kamara. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. Now Carr on the bootleg. The reception for Rashid Shaheed. About 19 yards on that one. They're in business. It's 1st and goal.
Sudden change. So you find yourself defensively a little bit on your heels. Your offense just turned the ball over. Now you've got to go out and make a stand. Well, so far this offense has moved the ball pretty quickly. But can they dig in and at least force a field goal?
In motion is Hill. They'll run here with Kamara. He's going to lose yardage. How about the defense standing up in the red zone? They'll mark it at the 10.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And he churns out some of the hard yards in this area of the field, working it to the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal. They run out of the gun and tag on a reverse. And he cannot get free, only a yard to the 3, forcing 4th down. Here comes Blake Grupe for this field goal try. This about as short as you can get. Grupe's kick is good. And the Saints stake themselves to a 17-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson, he'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
The whole idea of the play action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
On 2nd down, Russ. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Keep those sticks moving. All right, offense, keep pushing the... That defense can't stop you. No way.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
The sticks moving. Keep them moving.
Williams in motion. 3rd and long. It's Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. You let this go deep for Jefferson. And he's going to have the Steelers 1st down. They convert in style. Huge play on 4th and long. Working free downfield. It is Williams. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. Throwing again, Wilson. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
2nd down and 3. Now Russ. That is caught by the tight end. Pat Freiermuth. Touchdown, Steelers. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Wilson has everyone set as they will go for 2. Give up the middle to Harris. And he will bring it in for the 2-point conversion, cutting into that lead from 11, now down to 9. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
Set to go now on 1st and 10.
I am new. I've played Dead by Daylight, but I got the glitch, so I don't think I can play it anymore.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Now a give, but here comes a reverse. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. 1st down, New Orleans. Here's a toss to the right for Kamara. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts, and they'll take it with just over 90 seconds left on the clock. Here's a second and 12. On the give, this is Kamara. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up third down. Is caught by Olave. Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's going to bring up fourth down.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, really for two reasons. One, they're confident that they can pick up the first down with yards after the catch. Two, teams' willingness to go for it on fourth down is at an all-time high.
Here comes Blake Grupe for this field goal try. This one from 39 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Saints will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Here's first and 10. They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Here comes second down. Out of the gun, here's Russ. He'll let this go for Pickens. And for the fourth time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Alabama. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play. They're going to go right back to Kamara. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down. So this one a win for the visiting Saints. And right away you can point to the turnover battle. Always key. Tells the story so often. It did here again today. Their offense didn't turn it over at all. They finished on the plus side with the takeaways. As a result, they're going to come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olsen and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone. This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we join you from South Philly, close to 70,000 strong, packing Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles. The kicker, Blake Grupe, set to start it. And off we go from the link. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Wow, indecision right away. Delay of game to start this drive. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. And this throw batted away and incomplete. He was trying to find Saquon Barkley coming out of the backfield. And it'll bring up 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That's complete to his big tight end, Dallas Goedert. Good work there to get this back close to a 1st down. 13 on the gain. It sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 2. They'll try to run here with Barkley. And it looks like he's going to have that 1st down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on 3rd down. They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. And a nice tackle in the open field limits the gain to only 1. Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He's got his tight end, Goedert, working the middle of the field. They're locked in on this drive. 2nd connection for that pair. This one gaining 22.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
And a strong 1st down run, a pickup of 9, setting up 2nd and short. Now Hurts. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And he will score. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Eagles. Exactly. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Crescent City of New Orleans and the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints.